Julia Roberts has been in Australia since October to film her new movie Ticket to Paradise with George Clooney. But the Hollywood actress took a break from filming over the holiday period to spend Christmas Day with her family in Sydney on Friday. Julia, 54, enjoyed a classic Aussie Christmas as she frolicked along a sunny beach in a pink swimsuit with husband Danny Moder and their 3 children. The Pretty Woman star looked toned and tanned as she emerged from the sea after a swim. Before diving into the water, Julia walked along the sandy shore arm in arm with Danny. She wore a blue paisley cover-up and accessorized with dark sunglasses and a colorful trucker cap. The 52-year-old cinematographer showed off his incredibly ripped torso in a pair of board shorts after taking a dip. Meanwhile, the couple's 17-year-old twins, daughter Hazel and son Phineas, and youngest son Henry, enjoyed the sizzling summer weather too. A day earlier, on Christmas Eve, Danny and Phineas hit the beach together to surf some waves. Julia and Danny met in 2000 on the set of her film The Mexican and married 2 years later on her New Mexico ranch. The couple have worked together on a number of films together since first meeting, including 2003's Mona Lisa Smile, and the 2008 film Fireflies in the Garden. Danny was also cinematographer on the set of Secret in Their Eyes, a 2015 thriller which co-starred Julia along with Nicole Kidman and Chiwetel Ejiofor. Meanwhile, it was only last week that local diners were stunned when George Clooney and wife Amal caught up for brunch with Julia Roberts at Brisbane's Khalil Hotel. Julia and George started filming Ticket to Paradise last month on the Gold Coast and in Brisbane, and then moved to the Whitsundays shortly afterwards. The high-profile actors play a divorced couple who travel to Bali in a desperate bid to stop their daughter, played by Caitlin Dever, from getting married. The movie also stars Billy Lourd as Dever's best friend, who travels with her to Bali, where she decides to marry a local. It was revealed in March that George and Julia were heading to Australia to film the hotly anticipated project. George relocated to Australia in October with Amal and the couple's 5-year-old twins, Alexander and Ella. Despite spending their mandatory 14-day quarantine period at a sprawling NSW Southern Highlands estate rather than the usual hotel, George still complained about the conditions. "You have to stay in one place for 14 days until you're finally allowed to go out and breathe," he told WTF podcast host Mark Maron. Julia also jetted into Australia in October, spending her quarantine period at a $56.9 million mansion in Sydney's Vaucluse. The property was the former rental home of Lachlan and Sarah Murdoch, the son and daughter-in-law of Australian-born media mogul Rupert Murdoch. The home was patrolled by around-the-clock armed guards, while multiple chefs, waiters and housekeepers stayed with Julia as part of her travel bubble. George and Julia are good friends in real life, having first met on the set of Ocean's 11 in 2001. But Julia admitted she initially wasn't a huge fan of the Hollywood hunk, because he was always pranking her, revealing their relationship only changed for the better when she was pregnant. "At George's house, I remember walking down this path pregnant with Finn and Hazel and turning the corner, and all the boys were sitting at the table having lunch," she told Allure in September 2015 of a lunch with her Ocean's 11 co-stars. "They were like, 'Oh, come sit down.' I wasn't allowed to walk the stairs. It was such a sweet shift in our relationships because originally, it was all pranks and teasing each other. And here I am pregnant. So it's like pulling out my chair and just making sure I have enough water and, 'Are you feeling okay? You look a little peaked.' 'I'm fine. In an interview with People in April 2016, Julia said it was a relief that she and George aren't just Hollywood friends. "I just said to him an hour ago, thank God we really do like each other, or we'd be in hell," she said at the time. Furthermore, George said their families are also good friends, which makes it easy for them to collaborate regularly. "Danny and I are great friends and love each other. What's fun is it's really like a family," he told People. "It makes it easy. It's really fun to go, hey, let's do this movie together," added Julia. "What he's saying is we've just stitched our lives closer together. All these people that come into our lives, my husband, my children, his wife Amal Clooney. We just keep stitching our lives closer together."